Well, anybody here afraid of bats at all? Is anyone afraid of bats? Okay, we've got a few people, and I bet you there's a few people watching right now too that are afraid of bats. Well, you know, I'm pretty lucky because I get a chance to appear on different television shows, and one of the more recent shows that I was on was Ellen DeGeneres, and it was a Halloween show, and Jennifer Love Hewitt was there. Jennifer Love Hewitt was so terrified of the bats, at one point she jumped up and ran and sat with the audience because she was so scared of the bats. I have that same bat here today, so I'm going to be showing you that bat here in just a couple minutes. Well, you know, people sometimes grow up fearing bats because they think things about bats that are not true, so we call it a myth. And first off, bats are actually very clean animals. They're not dirty. They're a lot like cats, how they groom themselves. They'll use their tongue, they'll lick their thumbs and clean their face, or they'll groom their fur or their skin just like a cat does. There's no bat in the world that's blind. All bats can see. Blind as a bat is not true. Bats don't need your hair for any reason at all. Bats aren't going to build a nest in your hair. They're not going to eat your hair. I'm not sure why people say put a sheet over your head if you see a bat, but they don't need your hair for anything. And vampire bats don't live in the United States. Vampire bats are real, and I brought a vampire bat, and I'm going to show a live vampire bat today, too. Vampire bats are small bats, though. They live in Central and South America, and they're one of the only bats that walk. So they can actually land on the ground a few feet away from their prey, which is usually a cow. They quietly walk up, they make a little bite with their two front teeth, and then they lick about a spoon's worth of blood. They have an anti-clotting agent in their saliva that helps to keep the blood flowing as long as they keep licking. Once they're done drinking, they walk away and fly off. The animal doesn't die, the cow's not drained of all of its blood, and it doesn't turn into a vampire cow the next day. That only happens in Scooby-Doo. I mean, I have seen it in Scooby-Doo, but I've never seen it in the wild. Also, very few bats ever get diseases. In the United States, really, the only disease that could be transferred to humans is rabies. Rabies is very rare in the United States. It's because we get our dogs and cats vaccinated. Worldwide, dogs and cats are actually the ones who spread rabies the most. So, you don't want to play with a stray dog or cat. If you find a bat on the ground, don't pick it up because it'll bite to protect itself. And that's the way that rabies could be transmitted. So don't touch it.